It's like just before dark, jump in the car, buying ice cream and see how far we can drive before it melts. Kind of easy. That's how your love makes me feel. And it's caught on the road and you swerve to the left. Fate skips a beat and it scares you to death, and you laugh until you cry. That's how your love makes me feel inside. It's a true and honest feeling, and if you feel it half as much, we could go through life together without a worry or a care, knowing deep down in our hearts that we got something special here. It's like just before dark, jump in the car, buying ice cream and see how far we can drive before
nothing please me more than you. Oh, let me come home. Home is wherever I'm with you. Oh, let me come home. Home is wherever I'm with you.
told you about that, right?
What did you tell me?
While you were sitting in the back seat smoking a cigarette you thought was gonna be your last, I was falling deep, deeply in love with you. And I never told you till just now.
Let me go home. Home is wherever I'm with you. Home. Let me go home. Home is where I'm alone with you.
Home, let me come home. Home is wherever I'm with you.
Oh, home. Yes, I am home. Home is when I'm alone with you. Alabama, are you
For joining us to celebrate this wonderful Simcha. Your presence makes this event more meaningful. Thank you. Gabriela and Abe, being the highly competent lawyers that you are, I witnessed you scrutinizing the English text in your ketubah to every minute detail when you had it made. Just a couple of hours ago, you probably took another cursory look at it before you signed it. Just one more check. However, I don't think you scrutinized the portion that is written in Aramaic right next to the English text, and you trusted that the English version was a true translation of the text. I'm afraid to say that it's not. Fortunately, my father has taken to the study of Aramaic in the past few months, so I asked him to verify the translation for us. And here is what it really says. On the first day of the week of the 27th day of the Hebrew month of Sivan of the year 5776, after the creation of the world, according to the manner in which we count days here in Berkeley, the bridegroom, Abe, son of Howard and Susu, said to Gabriela, daughter of Isi and Patricia, be my wife according to the law of Moses and Israel. I will work, honor, feed, and support you in the custom of the Jewish men who work, honor, feed, and support their wives faithfully. I will give you a settlement of 200 goats, which is due to you according to some ancient law, and I will continue to give you more goats as needed for the rest of your life. I will pay for those goats using my current assets, and with the assets I will acquire during my lifetime and after my lifetime, from this day and forever. Essentially, you got yourself a bunch of goats. In turn, Gabriela said to Abe, I promise to cook those goats for you using Mexican, Indian, Mediterranean, and Italian recipes that suit your taste until you're sick of them or the end of your lifetime. I will certainly attend cooking classes before I attempt to fulfill this promise to minimize collateral damage. I also promise to share my own fair of amount of goats meal. I hope this doesn't come as a surprise to you, but luckily this is Berkeley, and in case you need it, you can go to www.goatsareus.com, and they might be able to secure some couple hundred goats. And Gabriela, here's a Cuckoo. Call Uncle to get you started. Here's my dad's phone number in case you need it for other Aramaic document reviews in your future practice. Mazal tov.
Okay, so
I'm Susan Fine. I'm Abe's mom, and now I'm Gabi's mother-in-law. And Patricia and Issy are my makatonim. I couldn't be happier. This is a wonderful day. I'm thrilled to be celebrating it with all of our wonderful friends and family, and to be surrounded by people who love Abe and Gabi. I remember when I first found out that Abe and Gabi were dating. It was our younger son Zeke who spilled the beans. We were talking about something, I don't remember what, and Zeke mentioned Abe's girlfriend. I said, what? Wait a minute. Abe has a girlfriend? Zeke, perhaps recognizing that he had said too much, tried to clam up. But he was no match for me. I immediately went into interrogation mode. What's her name? How did he meet her? Did he meet her at work? Did he meet her online? Zeke tried to resist, but it was futile. Finally, he told me Abe was dating his friend Hillel's sister Gabriela. Wow! I'd heard Abe mention Gabi a few times. I knew that they had had lunch, maybe they'd gone out for drinks, but I had no idea there was anything romantic involved. He said they were networking. Of course, I immediately called Abe. Is there something you're not telling me? I asked. I think at that point, Abe realized the cat was out of the bag and he'd better come clean. Yes, he and Gabi had been going out for a few months, and yes, Howard and I could meet her. So shortly after that conversation, we all went to a Giants ball game together. I could tell right away there was something really special between them. They just gave off this glow of happiness. It was also obvious fairly quickly that Gabi knew absolutely nothing about baseball. I think Howard recognized that she was a keeper because he gave her a book about the rules of baseball. I'm happy to report that progress has been made, although there is still a lot of work to do. And I think Gabi is still trying to make sense of the infield fly rule.
Me too.
Over the past 2+ years, as I've gotten to spend more time with Gabi and watched Abe and Gabi grow as a couple, I've been impressed with how kind they are to each other, how they truly seem to understand each other and what the other needs, how affectionate and funny they are together. For Gabi's bridal shower in May, her sister Amira taped Abe answering a series of questions about Gabi and their relationship. At the shower, Gabi was asked the same questions, and then we got to compare their answers. Who was the better driver? That would be Abe. Who was the better cook? Sadly, neither. Who was funnier? Abe said he was funnier, and Gabi said she was funnier. Who was the better dancer? Abe said he was the better dancer. Gabi said she was the better dancer. Frankly, based on what I've seen tonight, I think Gabi has that one. What's one expression the other says all the time? Abe apparently says, "Sounds good." And Gabi says, "You decide." And finally, what first attracted you to the other person? Abe said he was attracted to Gabi's incredible warmth and that she gave great hugs. Gabi said she was struck by how much Abe loved his family. That last one did it for me. I was totally hooked. I was in love with with Gabi. Gabi was the one, absolutely. So to Abe and Gabi, I wish you a marriage filled with laughter, with kindness, with rigorous debate, and of course always with love. And to quote Ogden Nash's recipe for a happy marriage, to keep your marriage brimming with love from the loving cup, whenever you're wrong, admit it, and whenever you're right, shut up. To Abe and Gabi, mazel tov.
Put our hands together for both moms.
For those of you who don't know, I'm Amira and this is Hilla. And we are Gabi's siblings. So we're so happy to be standing here today, and we couldn't imagine a better match for our sister than Abe. Over the years, we think we've gotten to know Gabi pretty well, and we've always felt lucky to have her on our team. So today, before we hand her over to the fine team, we wanted to present 9 reasons to recruit Gabi onto their team.
You must be thinking 9 reasons. Must be some sort of a Jewish custom. After all, we did make Abe go to the synagogue yesterday, make all of you participate in the Tisha B'Dekin, but actually 7 is the preferred number in Judaism. We've come to understand that Abe understands life better through baseball. So consider each reason as an inning in a baseball game.
So reason number 1, she always throws to the right base. She always makes the right decisions. Well, at least we think so. We've made all the same ones. So Gabi joined the swim team. So did we. Gabi went to Penn. So did we. Gabi went to law school. Well, almost all the same. Maybe now that she's changing her name over to Fine, though, my mom will finally stop comparing us to her.
Number 2, she's a utility player. Gabi wants to do everything at the same time, all the time. They say people who are multilingual are better multitaskers, and boy does that describe Gabi. She pretty much does it all at the same time. Not many people would attempt to write up legal briefs while jogging the Berkeley Hills. Her shoulder might have been compromised the first time she met the Fines, but she got her work and her workout done simultaneously.
Number 3, she never takes a day off. A 4-letter acronym could not better describe our sister. FOMO, fear of missing out. This is a girl that flew across the country to Philadelphia my sophomore year of college to help me move all my boxes and help talk my mom down out of the Amira almost lost all her boxes in storage crisis, just so she could spend a little extra time with us. This is the person on your team that will be at every game, rain or shine.
Number 4, she can hit a fastball. She's quick on her feet. We all want a quick thinker on our team, someone who can quickly get the bat on the ball, unlike me at softball today. At the ripe age of 6, after having witnessed our grandmother's purse stolen from her shoulder, she sprung to action, running to the Toys R Us store, instructing the security guards to dial 911 immediately.
Number 5, she's a franchise player. When I went to visit Gabi her freshman year of college, she was rushing for her sorority, SCT. She told them weeks in advance that she'd be unavailable for one night because her little sister was visiting from California. When they called for an urgent meeting, Gabi and I ran over diligently in the pouring rain to the SCT house. Then they looked down and saw a confused 12-year-old girl and let us go. But she was still there, and she was committed to being a devoted SCT member.
Number 6, she can even play bat boy. Gabi's always willing to help. She always wants to be busy and take on a task. Just ask Abe how he spent his last month of free time. At my 8th birthday party, Gabi wanted to task to help out the team. She begged my parents for something to do, and finally they assigned her to go get the pizza and bring it over to the table for the boys. On her way, Gabi tripped, and the pizza ended up face down on the floor. But she quickly scraped the cheese back onto the pie, and none of my friends even noticed.
Number 7, she can even be on the grounds crew. She's the only one in our family that got the creative, artistic gene. If you don't believe me, you should see the clay sculpture that Hilla made of my father, which is a bald blob sitting on our counter. Aside from the fact that the only good artwork around our house is Gabi's, she also invented the original Poncherella, patent pending. The only poncho umbrella combo you will find out there. For orders and shipping, ask Patricia.
Number 8, she's the first one in and the last one out of the clubhouse. The only second grader to cry when she got the grade of very good instead of excellent on her diorama project. To be clear, our dad, not our mom, was helping with projects that weekend.
Number 9, she backs up the other players. The only big sister to take time off from her college vacation to completely recreate a poorly done version of my self-portrait for my elective art class. We already said we weren't creative. She sat on the cement steps with me as I snuck out extra paint for her to make sure I got an A on my project.
She's batting 1,000 as an older sister. She's never missed an opportunity to be there for us, and we're certain that she'll make an excellent spouse and a fantastic mother. We just hope you'll loan her to us for the Jewish holidays.
Thank you. It's really wonderful to be here, sharing this lovely evening with all of you. I'd like to start by thanking our hosts for this amazing night. Huge thank you to Patricia and Issy and to Susan and Howard. Really, for all you've done to make this truly an unforgettable weekend. And of course to Abe and Gabi, who planned every last detail of this beautiful wedding. When I spoke to Abe on Thursday, he had just finished potting plants, which you can see on your table. It was one of many times in recent years that I've thought to myself, he'll really do anything for Gabi. So I know most of you, certainly all of Abe's guests. But for those of you who don't know me, my name is Sam Andrew. Abe is my cousin. Our moms are sisters. But more importantly, and the reason I think I'm up here today is that Abe and I have been best friends for the last 28 years. Now, Abe has a lot of close friends. He's got a dozen groomsmen here with him tonight. And truthfully, I'm sharing the best man duties with his brother, my cousin Zeke. But I won the coin toss and get the honor of saying a few words. Gabi, I'm jealous. The last time Abe had a fancy party like this was his bar mitzvah. And I was the one sharing the stage with him, and we were in all the pictures together. But really I'm jealous because I know Abe is a wonderful partner and companion. My relationship with Abe, the time we've spent together, has been one of the greatest joys of my life. For the past 28 years, with no interruptions, Abe has been my best friend. From infancy to adulthood, from preschool to college, we've moved through the world together as a team. Throughout, Abe has been one of the most generous, loyal, and supportive people in my life. We've never fought, not once. And it's been a real privilege to have a front row seat to all of Abe's successes, including his beautiful relationship with Gabi. So if you know Abe at all, you know he's extremely competitive. Whether it's Scrabble, golf, or school, Abe plays to win. And usually he succeeds. If you've met Abe recently, you may not know this, but he was an exceptional athlete when we were growing up. In 8th grade, Abe was the best baseball player I knew. When there was a flag football game at school, he played quarterback. And on the basketball court, he was a deadly shot. I was none of these things. I was not a good athlete. I was fat. I didn't like to move. Nevertheless, Abe always picked me first for his team, even though it meant we may not win, his favorite thing. And I think our 2-on-2 basketball games from this time give you kind of a good sense of Abe as a person, a partner, a teammate. These games were taking place back in 8th grade, so back then Abe was the best player on the basketball floor. I was the worst. We were often playing Sam Winbren and Mike Loud, two of our oldest friends who are here. And yet, even though I was the worst player on the floor, Abe devised a strategy that would allow us to win, that was very merciful, loving to me, And it would essentially go like this. Abe would take the ball at the top of the court, and if he was guarded one-on-one, well, first off, he would take the ball to the court, I would go to the corner about 15 feet from the hoop, pretty far from him. And if he was left one-on-one, Abe would score, almost always. He'd get to the hoop, he'd shoot a shot, that was guaranteed victory. So inevitably what would happen was the other defender would leave me completely unguarded and go double team Abe, because that was the only way, and I could just stand there and expect the ball. Abe would pass me the ball, he would get me a wide open shot, and oftentimes I would make it. Certainly by the end of 8th grade, I was making that shot enough that we would win. And that's how I thought basketball was played. I've been unable to play basketball since. One of the great things is if I did miss that shot, Abe was usually there for the rebound. Now, Abe's basketball prowess took a hit when he got to high school. If you didn't know Abe at 13, he was already shaving. He was the first among our friends to hit puberty by a long shot. So while he was among the tallest guys in 8th grade, there were much taller people on the basketball court in high school. So Gabi, if Abe starts getting old really quickly, don't be alarmed. His rapid aging is nothing new. So Abe went to high school in Marin and excelled on the classroom and the baseball field. His size was not quite an impediment. And it was in high school that he formed friendships with many of his closest friends to this day. Adam, Nathan, Nate, David, Victor, Eli. And two of the things that really stand out to me from this time in Abe's life, one of them is just the quality of people that are his friends. They're thoughtful, they're smart, they're funny, they're conscientious. They're really just a reflection of Abe. And the other thing that really stood out to me was the way that he brought me into his community of friends. He was a freshman in high school, and I was always invited to hang out with him after school. And it really wasn't long before I found myself at these parties where I was the only person that didn't attend his high school. It was something I really, really treasured. When it was time to go to college, it was important to us to go to school together. So we headed off to Penn. We roomed together our freshman year and had dinner together almost every night for 4 years. It's a time I really, truly treasure. And I won't delve deeply into our college years, but I will say that Abe was a great roommate, even if he refused to wear any clothes. Several times I even tried leaving the door to our dorm wide open, but Abe has no shame, and there's no limit to his comfort in his own skin. Gabi, I imagine you know what I'm talking about. Now, Abe and I haven't lived in the same city since graduating college 6 years ago, so phone conversations have become our usual mode of communication. And I can distinctly remember the first time Abe mentioned that he was hanging out with Hillel's sister, Gabi. At this point, they were just getting frozen yogurt during work, but it was clear to me that Abe was impressed and very interested. He described Gabi as the type of partner we knew he wanted. Energetic, intelligent, beautiful, and most of all, as someone who values family. I knew from those first conversations in late 2013 that we'd be standing here today. Since then, I've seen them in action. I've seen how Gabi's encouraged and supported Abe through his job and clerkship. I've watched as she's charmed his family and invited him into hers. I've seen how she's made his friends her own, and they all gush about her presence in Abe's life. I'm particularly amazed at how close she's become with his college friend Hillel. But really what I've seen is Gabi become Abe's best friend. She's become his partner, his companion, his teammate. And so today, Gabi, I'm jealous. I'm jealous that I don't get to marry my best friend. But I couldn't be more happy that you and Abe both do. Let me tell you, he'll always pass you the ball, and if you miss, he'll probably get the rebound. So please join me and raise your glasses to toasting Abe and Gabi for a lifetime of friendship, love, and teamwork. Cheers.
Put our hands together for all the toasties. Okay, I'd like to, it is time for the first dance.
I'll take this. Just stand by.
Baby,
Summer air was heavy and sweet. You and I on a crowded street. There was music everywhere. I can see us there in a happy little foreign town where the stars hung upside down, a half a world away, far, far away. I remember you were laughing. We were so in love. La 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 la, and we danced anyway. Well, they say you can't go back. Well, baby, I don't believe that. Come along with me. Come on and dance with me. Well, maybe if I hold you close, baby, we could just let go of these things that tie us down. We'll come back around. You remember we were laughing, we were so in love, so in love. And the band played songs that we had never heard, but we danced anyway. We never understood the words, we just sang. Oh, la 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 la, and we danced anyway.
You're a falling star, you're the getaway car, you're the line in the sand when I go too far. You're the swimming pool on an August day, and you're the perfect thing to say. And you play it cold, but it's kinda cute. Oh, when you smile at me, you know exactly what you do. Baby, don't pretend that you don't know it's true, 'cause you can see it when I look at you. And in this crazy life, and through these crazy times, it's you, you make me sing your every line, your every word, your everything. You're a carousel, you're a wishing well, and you light me up when you ring my bell. You're a mystery, you're from outer space, you're every minute of my every day.